Okay, we are officially recording. Awesome. So if you are right now, if you have your microphone on, if you just want to pop it off for now, I'm definitely going to want you guys to like interact in the chat box, and I will definitely want us to chat, and I want us to have questions and stuff, but just for like background noise, dogs, husbands, whatever for now. But definitely like if you got something, go in the chat box. We'll do like Q&A, we'll do questions and stuff like that. So welcome to the 24-hour Emerald in 24 hours call. Okay, so what I want to see really quick is how many of you have been a coach for a day? And you're on already. Maybe that's, oh my gosh, woohoo, I feel like I should give you a prize. Hold on, your name's partly cut up. Okay, Monique, is that how I say it? Okay, for a day, I love it. How many of you have been a coach for like a week? Sweet. How many of you like 2 weeks? And then we got like Elena, we got an old dog on here and stuff like that too. Okay, awesome. So you guys, whether you've been a coach for a day, whether you've been a coach for 10 minutes or a whole week or whatever it is, you guys need to realize that you're super capable, that you are super supported in Hustle with Heart, and you guys are on a team where like nobody on this team like had you sign up and like, well, throw you to the wolves now, like go figure it out. You guys might feel a little floundered and flustered at first. You might just feel like it's like anything new, right? Like your first day of school or your first day of work, right? So give yourself a little bit of grace for that. But also understand that Emerald is so doable. That's why we call this the Emerald in 24-hour call. That's why we do this for all of you guys rocking this out in New Coach Mentorship. We wouldn't say, go be Emerald by tomorrow evening if we didn't think it was possible. So keep that in mind. The other thing with this too, you guys, is that the beautiful thing about coaching is that it's constantly getting you out of your comfort zone, right? That's the thing. I say this all the time. I'm like, there is not one thing in my adult life that has shaped me the way that coaching has. So if you are on this right now and you're a little like, oh my God, this Kate girl, even though my name's Molly on there, I'm Kate, by the way, if I didn't say that, this Kate girl is crazy. Like, how is she telling us we can do this? Typically, when a coach tells me that they're excited but they're scared, my response is good. Because how many things in your life scare you or fire you up, right? If nothing ever scares you, okay, boo-boo, like we need to get this hobby going or we got to get this business going. Because I don't know about you, but I don't want to be just complacent and bored. So if this freaks you out a little, give yourself a little pat on the back. Good. Let's get out of our comfort zones. So you guys, here's the deal. Emerald is 2 people. That's it. Raise your hand if you know, and you can keep them up. Okay, so this is going to be one of those where you raise your hand and you keep it up. Raise your hand if you know somebody in your life who complains or is struggling with losing weight but hasn't done anything about it. Okay, keep your hand up if one of those people in your life is one of your best friends. Okay, keep your hand raised if you have somebody in your life that like you could be like, girlfriend, I got freaking dirt to sell to you. I got some ice cubes in Minnesota. Can you please buy these for me? Because this is my new business. And they're like, your ride or died, honey. Like they would buy the ice cubes from you in Minnesota in the wintertime. Okay, cool. I see lots of hands up. Okay, how many of you have a spouse or a partner or a mom or a sister or somebody in your life that if you were like, hey, can I just like walk you through something kind of weird right now, but will you be open to it? That they'd be cool with it. Maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's your best friend. Okay, so you guys probably I alone just had like 5, 6, 7 people go through my head. And Emerald, you guys, is 2 people. So when you sign up as a coach, you log into your back online office, and what does it say back there? It says coach. Congratulations, you're an active coach when you have that 50 personal volume at least. That's your Shakeology. You guys are going to be drinking Shakeology every day. You're an active coach. Emerald is that next step. Emerald is 2 people. It's easy. You don't need to overthink it. It's okay to sign up a spouse or a family member or a parent. It's okay if one of these first 2 people you sign up is your BFF. It's that dirt person. You could sell dirt to them. You could sell an ice cube to them in a snowstorm in Minnesota. It could be your spouse, whatever it is. It's 2 people. So how many of you had more than 2 people come to mind? Okay, awesome. So when you go for the rank advancement of Emerald and you have an upline, right? So we have the big community of Hustle with Heart. So if Kelsey's your upline or I'm your upline or Elena's your upline, They can help you figure out how to change the legs, okay? That's super simple to do. It'll take you 2 seconds to learn. You won't forget it once you know it. But think of yourself, you're right here and you have 2 legs. You got a left and a right, just like you've got 2 arms, right? Hopefully, we're all blessed with that. So when you turn emerald, maybe it's like this. I signed up my husband, my best friend. Oh man, high five, I just went emerald, right? It's 2 people, okay? Now, here's the deal with that, right? How many of you thought of the friend who has like the 5, 10 pounds, 15 pounds to lose, and you've already told her about this, and she's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. Has anybody had that? Okay, so maybe she's not one of your girls quite yet for Emerald in 24 hours because she's not like ready to hop on the train because she's going to continue to see your sick ass results. You guys, 1 in 10 people say yes. So you're going to let Boo-Boo over there, like maybe she will. Maybe if you call her tonight and talk to her and like, let's just freaking do this together, she will. But keep in mind, you guys, that all you need is 2 people, but 1 in 10 say yes. So what I want you to do right when you get off this call is you're going to write your list of like 20, 30 people that you could invite, that you could talk to, that you could have them come do this. They could be a straight up just one of your challengers. They could be your spouse, whatever. And that's what's going to happen, you guys, is that statistic is so true. I've done this for 3 years now, and that holds so true. So if you're going to go for, let's say, 3 yeses, I know like Olivia and a couple of my other coaches on here, they were like, I want like 3 to 5 challengers. So I cover the cost of my Shaco and I have a little bit of a commission or whatever. You guys, that's going to ring true forever, that 1 in 10. Doesn't matter what rank you are, how long you've done this, it's sort of true. So that means that 30 invites would need to happen. Now you've got your dirt people on standby, you've got your hubby, you've got your, partner, whatever, but just keep that in mind when you do that. A couple of things with this, you guys, when you're going to go emerald in your 24 hours here, okay? You're going to track the names of the people you're messaging. I went live in Hustle with Heart earlier today because I went through and I had found my old notebooks from when I first started coaching, which is pretty cool. But just track them. When I started, I kept everybody's name in a notebook. And you guys, this is from one of my very first coaching notebooks. And I literally have pages of names because as I kept going, I kept realizing how many people from work or church or whatever would be awesome as a challenger. And it was easy to keep compiling a list, okay? So track that in a way that works for you. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't have analysis paralysis. Don't overthink it. Just put their name down. Don't lose it, right? Don't let the roommate throw it away. But you want to track those names because somebody, like you said, that BFF who maybe is complaining about the 10 pounds, but she's not ready yet, she will be, but you don't want to forget about her, correct? Because it's, how many of you have ever like answered a text and you're like, bye, text you in 4 years? Or you've read it and then you don't respond. You're like, oh, I'm the worst. Yeah, because that's our brain. We have 50 million tabs open. So when you guys are messaging, when you're going to, go to invite people this, and we will be linking when we're done. Actually, maybe I'll link it in the new coach mentorship group when we're done. We have the scripts for this. I think they're in there, but we'll do them again in case you don't have them. But you guys just be focused when you're sending your messages. So like right now I could hear messages coming in that I'm sure, because I just sent invites out, are people messaging me back. Yes, I'm on a call, but only do your messaging when you have your little block of time. Otherwise, it is so easy to forget people, okay? It's just going to save you guys time because you're not going to be going on that back end being like, oh, yeah, Kate told me to talk to 30 people and I did, and now I don't remember any of them and who they were and if it was on Instagram or Facebook. You know what I mean? So keep track of those names, you guys. The other thing is keep that posting consistent. How many of you have taken a peek at the Impactful Social Media document, or your coach has sent you something that's talked about posting? Can you give me a hands up if you've, okay, look at all the hands up. Awesome. Oh my God, I feel like I'm back in the classroom. So you guys already have an idea of what to post. And how many of you get freaked out, a little fired up, and a little scared, but pumped to post a before and after shot? Yeah, I still do. There's still days where I'm like, send. But you guys, that's always the most impactful because it shows people like, oh, like Stephanie's doing her shit. Like she said she was going to do this coaching thing and now she's showing me a cute side photo of her shorts being shorter. Like she's actually really doing this. That's so relatable. Like, I have a wedding coming up. So post consistently, once a day or twice a day, you guys. You don't really need to go crazy over that, because otherwise it's, gets a little bit to be too much. But if you're posting consistently, you're being vulnerable, you guys, just be real. Share your struggles in your posts about where you were before this and how you've overcome them. And I've seen a lot of your guys' faces on this call. I've already seen you do that. And that's so great, because a lot of you have been like, I've been a coach for a week. If you keep that up, you are going to be successful. Okay. Use those scroll stopping posts. Obviously, if you're getting good results, do it. And it could be like a face side by side. I don't know. I'm telling you, there's a lot of like really fit hotties on this call today. I'm just gonna say it out there. The last thing, you guys, when you have your people and you're sending your message and you're gonna invite people to this, and yes, we'll show you what to say here, but you always want to end with a question every single time. In the course of 3 years of this, it has almost become a fun game to me of how can I end this with a question and keep it going. Because if you end with a question, people feel an obligation to answer it, right? So end it with, even if someone says no, and like we said, we'll put that in a rejection, but one that I get all the time, or how many of you have already gotten this rejection? You can show me hands up, of busy. How many of you have gotten that one? Or maybe you said that before you started coaching. Yeah, I think a lot of us have. And whether that's the coaching side of this or the challenger side of this, you guys, just it's so easy. Speak from your own experience, share how this made you save time, and then ask something like, could we maybe take a peek at your schedule just to see how this might fit in? Most people are like, yeah, let's do it. And then most people realize how much time this is going to save them, okay? Last little bit about posting, and then we'll get a little bit more into like, how are you going to do this in 24 hours, okay? You guys, just don't use the words Shakeology, 21 Day Fix, Beach Body Coach, those types of things. Now, if you've already done that, don't have a panic attack. Don't message your upline and be like, I'm the worst coach ever. Lord, let me tell you, I love and I loathe the memory thing on Facebook. How many of you get those and you're like, oh my God? Yeah, some of my old posts were like, I am a Beachbody coach and I am drinking Shakeology and it is the greatest and you should all do it too. Look how thin and beautiful. It's like, oh my God, it's so bad. Okay, now we've lived and we've learned, and now we're going to teach all you guys how to like do it classy, right? Because how many of you guys also know that girl on social media that you're like, here we go again, like product throw up all over me, right? Like we've been there, and we don't want to do that because we want to speak to our stories, because Hannah on here and Elena on here and Christy and Lisa and every single one of us, you guys, has a different story. So yeah, we're using the same products, but how those products, how these programs, how this community has changed us is going to be individualized. And if you guys can just follow your own self and your own journey to start forever, you're going to do so much better. I actually personally just to myself the other day was like, I am going on a 20-day, sometimes it's like my treat. I'll be like, oh, I'm going to go creep this coach. I am decided to go 20 days, not looking at one other coach in the networks, anything. I am totally doing my own shit, because it's like, otherwise you can easily get confused. And if I can get confused 3 years in, imagine being a new coach, right? So we're not going to comparison game. We're just going to post and speak from our own experiences, because whoever relates with you is going to feel like the luckiest person that you're their coach. Okay, guys? And like they need you to be their helper, not a post that seemed like what Kelsey posts and whatever. All right? So keep that in mind. Just try not to use stock photos, right? Like kind of boring. Like I know Joel's really hot. Like, you know, like it'd be fun to post stock photos of Lift 4, but like let's keep it to a minimum. How about we get our own banging abs and we can just post those instead? Deal? Okay. Never end also, like I said, you always want to end with a question, right? Because people feel obligated to answer it. So don't end with a let me know, because how many of you have gotten a message like that in your inbox with like, I would love for you to be a product, blah, blah, blah. Just let me know. And you're like, I'm not messaging you back. How many of you have, I got a really weirdo one today. I should have looked at that. But anyway, just don't end with it, because it just invites people to ignore you. You want them to be like, oh, she posted consistently. I crept her page. She's looking good. she sent me this message. She asked me, okay, I'm not going to ghost her, whatever. And you might still get ghosted, whatever, it's fine. Okay, same thing with those rejections. You're going to end with a question. You're not wanting to end with, okay, sounds good, right? We have the rejection script file in there. And the thing is, you guys, speak from your own experience. When people tell me they're busy, is my favorite one. I am like, bring it on, girlfriend. Let's compare schedules. Like, let me show you how I've made this work, okay? Making sure you guys are thanking people on your post is a great way. Olivia and I were just talking about this the other day. She was like, I'm going to post my transformation. And I was like, awesome. And she did a great side-by-side today. And I was like, great. Now go send them. Thank you so much for supporting my journey. I was super vulnerable to show that, but I'm really excited about the results I'm getting. Hey, were you actually curious about what it was I was doing and getting into my next boot camp? Or were you just showing support? You're giving someone an option. Like, you're giving them an option to be like, I did want info. I was just showing support. And then guess what you can do? If they say, I was just showing support, you say, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Do you already have a routine that's working really well for you? And then just say, okay, thank you. I love my social media page. Do you have something that's working really well for you? Because if they tell you yes or they tell you no, people tell you, you guys, you can start a whole conversation from there. That is what I have done for a long time too. So we're going to send you the scripts. I don't want to spend too much time just talking about that, but I do want to pause really quick with any questions that somebody has right now. I'm going to take a peek at the chat box and then we can get into other things too, but let me just check up here really quick. Okay, it looks like Monique, does that make sense to you now? I'll explain it to the whole group too. Does anybody have any questions right now? You don't have to say them out loud if you don't want, or if Elena or Kelsey have one that they can think that maybe the girls are thinking that they haven't asked. I'm going to go into something else in a second here. Okay, so give me a thumbs up if you're feeling pretty good right now. How many of you are feeling like, I can do this? Sweet. Okay, cool. So there's a little bit of some tactics. There's some stuff you're like, okay, that's a little bit of repeat. Now, drum roll, everyone. Sorry, I got to get my outlet somewhere. I taught 6th and 3rd grade, so I'm going to impose it on you. But everyone, I know I can't hear you, but you got to give me a little pretend like drum roll. Ready? Go. When Molly watches the cringe, she's like, you're insane. Okay, so you always make my sick. Okay, so drum roll. It sounded so good. Now you're going to go Emerald in 24 hours. I just given you some tactics. We're going to give you some scripts. We're going to give you some stuff to say. Tonight, I want you to right now in the chat box, you're going to give me your 2 people that like you could go to right now and are your for sures. For me, when I signed up to and I wanted to be Emerald, that was my now fiance, then boyfriend, Zach. I called him. I said, Zach, I really want to hit this rank in coaching. Can I sign you up? He was like, sure. I was like, sweet. I need your card. Can I use your credit card? Great. Thanks. Here's Venmo. I signed Zach up. And then what I would do was to keep him as an active coach, because to be an Emerald, you need 2 active coaches, one on that left and one on that right. What I would do was, how simple is this? Just order my Energize, my Recover. Now I could order Beach Bars. I would do it through his account. And then I always had that active coach. Like, you guys, how easy is that? If you have a spouse, you already I know your husband is probably sneaking Beach Bars. Don't deny that they're not, right? Order it in his account. Go sign him up. And in a longevity standpoint, guys, I'll be really honest with this. I did not like Zach's account when I started. I was like, I don't want to sacrifice SC, like when I was building to Diamond and stuff like that. I was like, this is silly. And then I realized longevity, and then once we got engaged, and now that his account makes about $900 a week, pretty happy that I have a solid Emerald coach in my downline that I can control that's going to my future husband and I's income. So bear that in mind with the spouse account, you guys. At first, it might seem a little like, what? But just place those other things. Put your whatever, Energize and stuff in there, and you already have one. So how many of you tonight think like, oh yeah, my husband and my spouse would be like, yeah, for sure, on with this. Sweet. You're halfway there. You're good to go. If my husband were ordering Shakeology as a coach, would that count as him as being an active account? Yes, it would. It's 50 PV. That's your personal volume. If you don't know where to look, like in your shop tab, like every single time you buy something, it'll tell you what the PV is on it. but Shakeology is 90. So that's what's really great is if you're a double dose Shakeology household like we are, Zach has above, 90 TV because we do order Energize and stuff like that too. But we just order a Shako through his account. We didn't before because he didn't drink it before we lived together. But like I said, I did my Energize and stuff under there. If they sign up as a coach, they do have to do that $15 a month to be a coach, but keeping in mind and bearing in mind that longevity piece too, right? So really at the end of the day, like $15, okay, so that's 30 between those accounts. If you have 10 challengers in a month, or you have 5 challengers in a month, and again, that longevity. And like I said, it's going to take a mindset shift maybe. Okay, it did for me where I was like, oh, I'm not sure. But like I said, now 3 years later, having his account and having Zach be a diamond coach, and I'm very grateful in midst of buying a house and planning a wedding and having a dog that tends to go to the vet a lot, like that's a great another source of income. So just think longevity mindset there. Okay. So what you guys are going to do tonight is you're going to think of your 2 ride or dies for sure. And those are going to be the people that you look at, you take a peek at the scripts, you figure out, go talk to your upline or send me a message and be like, how should I frame this? We'll shoot them off that message, your 2 ride or dies, or go have the conversation with your husband or your roommate or whatever. But you guys are also going to make a list tonight. I'm going to challenge you of 30 people. Okay, because remember, 1 in how many? Show me on your hand. Say yes. 1 in 10. Okay, you got it. Awesome. So you're going to, do the math, right? We don't have to be mathematicians here. But make that list of 30 and get ready for no's. Everybody, just get ready to, have people say no right now, not right now, and things like that. And don't get discouraged. People just aren't ready. I just had a girl sign up today that has followed me forever and, stalks my Insta stories. And she finally today was like, sign me up. What's your coach ID? I'm going to do 80-day obsession. Sign me up for the discount. I'm going all in. And I was like, oh, that took a while. Great. Here we go. So don't let it freaking bother you. Blah. People are fine. People aren't ready yet. You keep crushing your business. You keep crushing your fitness. You keep immersing yourself in this, you guys. And people come around because they literally are like, you're still doing it. Okay. So no is never a no. It's just a nod right now. Absolutely. So right now I want to just talk about any questions that you guys have, or, a takeaway that you want to share, or something that's, on your mind right now. Otherwise, I would love to, I'll share those scripts and Hustle with Heart, and I'll stay on and work for a little bit if anybody needs to shoot me a message and needs help with anything. But does anybody have any questions right now? Or Elena and Kelsey, is there anything that you're like, oh, or I think Bridge was on here too, that I should just add in quick?
Well, I have a quick question. Yeah. Raise your hand if you are co-leading a challenge group starting next week or this week with your upline coach. Awesome.
What?
How many of you guys have already posted your coming out post, or you've done a call to action for that group? I don't see as many hands. Mm-hmm. So, SC is Success Club, Monique. So a super great way to kind of, obviously at the end of the day, messaging these people and getting that urgency going right away is what's going to get you an Emerald in 24 hours. But once you hit Emerald, you don't stop going. You keep going beyond that. And that's why we have our Diamond Push group happening and stuff that you guys keep hearing about. But something that has worked super well for me, and especially as a new coach, when people haven't seen you do stuff a lot, I'm sure when all of you guys posted your coming out post, you had somebody oh, what is this that you're doing? Can you tell me about this? I want to learn more about that. So now that you've done your coming out post, I challenge each of you guys, even if it's tonight, even if it's in the morning, to post a call to action for our upcoming challenge groups. So even if it's just super simple, hey, I want 5 girls to try and do this with me because I don't want to do it myself and I want a friend to do it with me. Can you work out? Give me 4 days per week and 30 minutes per day. Drop an emoji below. You can do a simple call to action
too, Elena. We could.
What was that?
We should. Do you want us? Do girls? Would you like if me and Elena and some other girls if we drop some of our call to action so you could see them?
Yeah.
In the new coach mentorship group. Because Eve frames them in a good way. Like we all have it a little different. So maybe we could do that too.
Right. Jessica, there's already a whole album. I'll tag you in it for coming out posts. But coming out posts are a super great way to add like a call to action at the end. And honestly, when you do a call to action post with a group coming up, sometimes you'll get somebody who maybe wasn't even going to be on that list of 30 people who just your post popped into their feed, and that's what they're looking for. That's what they need at this point in their life. And so, I mean, don't discount someone if their name didn't come across your mind, because I don't always get people off my call to action posts, but sometimes I do. And that's still a really great way to start gaining that traction. And even if that person doesn't sign up tomorrow, like we said, it's a not right now, when they start seeing that and they see consistency from you and they see that you're doing more groups and you're co-leading more groups, then maybe it'll join next month. And so that'll keep you going from just hitting Emerald to going beyond that and staying consistent.
Yeah, thank you so much, Elena. That was really helpful. And we'll drop some of those. And if you guys did a call to action, just drop it in New Coach Mentorship so we can see. Mariah asked, I see someone commenting about a discount coach. What does that mean? That's just someone like for example, Zach, when I first signed him up, is a discount coach. Right now, I have a ton of discount coaches, which are like my tried and true challengers who have been with me like forever, and they want the discount on Shakeology. So again, think of those like, you know, initially when I hit Emerald, and like Elena said, I try to go Emerald every single week. And I'm going to talk about one more thing at the end here at the Diamond Group. But the thing is, guys, remember, you can't just have like two coaches, like Elena said, and be like, I'm done. Like, made it. Like, I got this. Like, you have to keep going Emerald, because guess what? A lot of my discount coaches who are my challengers, sometimes they pause Shakeology. Sometimes they'll skip a month. Sometimes they're going on vacation. So if you only have those two, let's say one is your spouse and one of those discount coaches is one of your challengers who wants to sign up and get a discount right away, and then they decide they don't want it anymore, then you're just left alone with your single one that you had, right? So go Emerald tomorrow and then just keep doing that. And you guys, what's so cool about that is if you just think in the mindset, I'm going to go Emerald every 2 days. I'm going to go Emerald. Literally, if you make that your goal, you will be Diamond like that. Now, again, last little thing here, you guys, is the reason we call this Emerald in 24 hours is it should be a quick goal. It should be a quick turnaround, because you are so capable of it. And if you do these vital actions, there's no way you can't do that, right? So what's so cool is that if you keep going Emerald, you can hit that rank of Diamond. And like you probably saw, and I know some of you already said this to me, you were like, I don't really know what I'm doing yet, but I'm really into this whole Diamond, Star Diamond, Go Get It group. I kind of am really into and curious about this $25, like, I like that skin in the game. How do I get in that? I've already had brand new coaches asking me that. Or how many of you have wondered that? You're like, ooh, I kind of want to do that, but I'm like new. You might think you can't be in it. Yes, you can. Why not? We are going to be giving you guys tactical things in that group, and it's a fun way to try to go Diamond, which is, again, a super obtainable, awesome goal. It will compound your income quicker. It is just a really cool team thing for us to do. And just know, I say this to my new coaches all the time. I'm like, what you are doing right now as a brand new coach is all I did for 2.5 years that led me to be able to quit my teaching job, and it's still the same thing I do today. And I think that should super empower you guys, because there's no secret sauce. Yes, I think Hustle with Heart is a bunch of unicorns, but we're actually not. We're just doing the vital behaviors, and we're doing what we know is successful, and that's you. And you're a part of that, and you can absolutely do this too. So to sign my hubby up as a discount coach, does he also need to purchase a challenge pack? Or what is the cost to sign him up initially? Great question, Julie. So there's kind of a couple of ways that you could do this, Julie. For example, Zach did not want Shakeology when he started. He didn't want to drink it. He didn't want anything to do with it, but he was cool with me like having his account there, okay? So if that's the instance and that's the case, you can sign them up with just a $40 coach fee. You can go to the website, click Be a Coach, enter his information, and sign him up as with the $40 fee. Now, the deal with that is he will not be an active coach. Remember how we said that a coach needs to have that PV and it needs to be at least 50? So he'll be signed up and he'll be there, but you'll need to place an order that's worth that 50 PV. Okay, so like I said, something like Recover or Beach Bars or some Energize, you could sign that up afterwards. Now, if you do the math on that, it's like, oh, I'd be up to $80. You could just sign him up with Shakeology because then you have it. Maybe you can get packets. I think that's a great suggestion, is signing him up as that discount coach with the packets, because it'll waive the $40 fee. And the cool thing about having those packets on hand, maybe you get a bag of chocolate Shako and then you get the variety pack, is that you can use those for like a giveaway or a challenger prize, or you could sell them for, you know, your buddy, your coworker at work. Be like, yeah, they're, you know, 3 packets for $15. So you can do it a multitude of ways. Obviously, do what honors your budget and your family, but just know if you only sign him up with that $40 fee, you'll need to end up purchasing something. And of course, it's something you use, right? So it's not like it's a loss. But I will say it's nice. It is nice when you end up having 2 Shako drinkers, because we have 2 different flavors that come in, and we can do that. So Julie, I lost you. Julie, did that explain it? I see you now. Thanks. He doesn't even know I'm coaching. Ooh! I'm kind of into that. I like it. Oh my God, fun. There you go. A little surprise for him. Hey, I'm a coach and so are you. You'd be like, what'd you sign me up for? Awesome. Anybody else have any questions that they want to ask? Does it automatically waive the 40 fee, or do you have to email? Christy, you only have to do that if they had previously had a challenge pack before. So, but I wouldn't go sign. Like if you have a friend who signed up with the challenge pack and then they're like, wait, I want the discount, then you can do that, and your upline can help you with how to send that form. But I literally still just Google Beachbody reimbursement form and then I click it. So just so you know. I have the same issues, Olivia. I sent the share cart and then get ghosted. Any tips? Yeah, ask them. Just shoot them another message. Sophie. Is it Sophie or Sophia? Sophie. Okay, Soph for short. So I know Olivia was talking to me about that too. You guys, that happens. But how many times have you been like, oh my God, you're in the car and then you remember the one thing that you need to do when you get home and then you forget by the time you get home? Or like literally me and Zach have been needing to call to order our wedding bands for 5 months now, and I still haven't done it. Just shoot them a very simple message with that link copied and pasted again. So remember when you go into share a cart and you get to the end and it says copy to clipboard, if you click that, that's their link directly that you can send them. So what I do when somebody forgets is I'll either email them, well, you have their email, right? So email them or Facebook message or whatever it is, resend the link and be like, hey, Julie, I just wanted to check up with you. I know it's super easy to forget about these things. I just wanted to make sure that you got enrolled okay. I noticed you hadn't yet, but I really would love to get you set up and send you our resource guide to get you ready for the group. If you guys don't know what the resource guide is yet, it is in Hustle with Heart, Ask Your Upline. We created it a few months ago. That has been a really successful thing for me, is saying to people like, I can't wait for your enrollment to come through because then I can send you our resource guide to really set you up for success. And the coolest thing about it is it's a PDF. You mail it to them, and then it's really helpful. It's like a whole thing for goals. So just check up with them. Oops. If they still ghost you, I sort of just keep that name. Remember, you've got a running list. I always have a tab that says follow-ups. I keep them there, right? I'm not going to like badger them, and I'm just going to go find more people. Because what happens when you just hold on and wait for one person is you get really like lack mindset, and you're like, cool, nobody wants to do this. But there's actually a ton of people who want to do this, but you're fixated on the one person who hasn't ordered their link. So don't get butthurt over it. Don't like be like, oh crap, just chill out for a minute. If they keep ghosting you, they haven't responded, just go merry along down your list of names and go find someone else who's ready to jump on the healthy rocket out party train with you. So they'll get there eventually. Sometimes I go back and then I just like read. I'm like, ooh, maybe someone. Cool. Okay. Now here's the real question. How many of you are going to put these things into action. We're going to send you the scripts. We'll share some, coming out posts. If you've already done it, like coming out post, post it in New Coach Mentorship so people can see it. They can get one out tomorrow or whatever, or tonight. And how many of you are, let's see, what time is it right now? It is 9:08 p.m. How many of you are going to make a commitment to be an Emerald Coach by 9:08 tomorrow night? Who's ready to go for it? Okay, now we're going to Brady Bunch style because you can't see anyone, but no, we can. High five your neighbor. I've always wanted to do this on a Zoom. Hannah, I'm going for you next to me. Okay, you and your neighbor that you high-fived, 10:08, sorry, yeah, I forget, we're not all in CST time. You are going to be an Emerald Coach tomorrow, and what's so cool is you're going to send those links, you're going to get this done, you're going to talk to your upline is going to show you how to make sure, yes, those people are active. You're going to keep freaking going so that you can keep building success. We'll give you a huge shout out on Thursday. And if you're like, hell yeah, this is fun, I'm into that, I'm going to be in that diamond group, I'm just going to keep emeralding myself, roll with it. And then you're going to keep being wildly successful. And it's going to be the best thing ever. I know it. So, I'm so excited. You can also message me after this call. My name is Caitlin Deutschman. You'll just find my name in New Coach Mentorship. I'm on Molly's thing, her Zoom link. But send me your 2 people's names. I want at least your 2 ride or died sell ice cubes to an Eskimo people. And you're still going to write your list of other people. But I want to see the messages from your 2 ride or dies that you know you can sign up by tomorrow and get it done. And then we'll celebrate on Thursday when that's kind of our rank advancement and payday in the Beachbody world. Thumbs up? Sweet. I got to go to the other page. Are we thumbsing upping on the other page? Oh, God, this is a good-looking crew. We got a good-looking bunch this time. Okay, every time. You guys are awesome. Okay, yay. I'm so excited. I'm going to stop this recording and